Tactical Thursday, time to sharpen your mind. What's going on, guys? DWRX or Jared here, back again for another review. So we've got the CRKT or Cricket. We did some research, well, my girlfriend did, and she found out that apparently these knives, the CRKT knives, because they were so commonly misconstrued as a Cricket, because that's what it looks like abbreviated. It actually stands for, what is it, the Columbia River,
shoot, CRK. I think it's like
knife
and tools.
Yeah,
I think it's something like that.
So it stands for a brand name, but it's abbreviated, looks like Cricket. So I wasn't wrong in saying that in last video, which is kind of funny that even without having that knowledge, I still called it the appropriate name. But anyways, into the knife we go. This thing is definitely going to be in my rotation. It's beautiful. It's heavy. It's very heavy. So, like, you can just hear it. It's mostly metal, obviously, so it's going to be heavy. These scales, I'm not gonna lie, the first time I put it in my pocket, it was hard. It was very rigid. It felt like it was gonna tear my pocket apart because of how many indents and dimples and things like that are in the scales. If I wanted to get it in or out of my pocket, I had to lift up the pocket clip just a tad, so that way it gave that space to slide in and out of the pocket freely, and gave it the mobility. I do like that cutout, although if you're going to try and do a, what is it called, reverse like flick, where you stick your finger in and you flick it out. Didn't mean to flip off the camera, right? It is very difficult. And I don't know if that's just because of the fact that it's so new that it hasn't been worked in yet, or because it's so heavy that it's just that much harder. I do absolutely love this little flipper tab. As you saw, that was very slow. So let's try to get a good opening. You can do it fast, you can do it slow, but when you do it slow, it almost looks cool, and it's almost like a mechanical, like it's just a mechanical-esque thing that I really enjoy. It's just very, I don't know what it is about it. Overall, the ergonomics are good. That tab that you use to open it provides a good cover, so you're not cutting your finger. The blade is interesting because it's almost, and feel free to correct me in the comments below, but it's almost like a Bowie-esque blade. And I don't know all of the blade names, things like that, but it does feel very, it's very, like, tapers out to a good point, but it gets really fat right here, and it recurves back in. So it's a very interesting blade design and style. But I will say this much. So I haven't been able to actually use it other than to show it off, because I'm not going to use it on cardboard boxes, and there was no like plastic straps or anything to cut. And I'm sure this thing would cut through that with ease. It is very sharp. So the metals. The frame. Let's talk about the frame for a second. So the frame has the same dimple design as the scales. And I don't know how well you can pick up the dimples and the scales in the frame. But they're all indented in and things like that. And it extends out onto the metal frame, which kind of gives it this really cool fossil look, because this is the CRKT Fossil. So that's kind of cool because it feels like very rugged, rigid, rocky, that type of deal. Kind of like, archaeologists would be tracking through the rugged terrain. Also, these cutouts with the holes. So what I found with these is, from it just being in my pocket for a week, you will collect a lot of dust on the actual blade because of these cutouts in the forms of these little holes. So you have to always be constantly cleaning off the blade. So with that being said, I will overall review on this thing between the looks, the ergonomics. I mean, the ergonomics really take a major place in this because it feels good, but like I mentioned last time, you're holding your wrist straight. That blade is all the way, facing the other way. Same thing with the ice pick grip, like your hand straight, and it's just gone. And I don't know that happened with my other knives. It definitely didn't happen with my Karambé. So I don't know if that's just a design flaw, or maybe it was intended to do that. I'm not entirely sure. but it does feel very solid because it is so heavy. I think out of 10, I would rate this a 8.5. 9's pushing it just a little bit, just a hair. I think that for the price, because this was like, God, I think it was like 43 something prior to the 25% discount that we got on it. So, I think for the price point, I think it's a solid knife. Do I think that I would be able to confidently hand this to somebody that doesn't know much about knives and then be able to open it, then be able to, do the flick thing or whatever? Yes and no. I think because it is so heavy, it is a little, so you could get stopped like that. I think it is a little bit harder to open, but I think that with a sharp blade that it has, I think that it would be a good second or third knife. I really think that would be like a good spot for it. But 8.5, 9 would be pushing it. It's a good knife. For my first CRKT, I did enjoy carrying this for the week that I did. Whenever I pulled it out and showed my friends and whatever like that, like, it's very aggressive. It's a very bold knife. It does make a statement whenever you pull it out and you see that ginormous blade. It's a statement knife, and I really do enjoy that about this. That's why I went with it. Because when I picked this out, I sat there at the counter, the knife counter, for a good 5 to 10 minutes, just trying out different knives, kind of getting a feel. There was another CRKT that I was looking at, but it's very tiny. The reason I liked it is because it looked slim. It looked like a gentleman's knife. Things that I would like to get for the channel are more gentleman-esque knives. So that way I'm reaching more of an audience, because I want to be able to reach the people that have to go work in the office that want to carry a knife. And I want to reach, my blue-collar fellow workers that, obviously love these more rugged, rigid knives. So like Civivi is a really great brand that I found out about. That's an Amazon like branded knife, and they have so many beautiful things. They've got Damascus blades, so you're gonna see some of that on the channel. They've got different styles and opening knives. I'm really excited that I found that out, because it's another brand that I can explore and move into. Obviously there is a budget with this because I'm not making any money on YouTube, so I can't use the money from YouTube to source for YouTube and buy more knives. So this is all out of pocket. So obviously we're not going to go buy $1,000 knives, $500 knives, $100 knives even. You know what I mean? So, we'll get there and we'll progress. As you've seen, we started with a $15 knife set from Walmart, and we've progressed to a $43 knife. So this is definitely going to be in my rotation. Right now I've got 3 knives in my rotation. I've got my Fox 479 Karambé. I've got my Kershaw filter. Even though it's a little slippery, I'll still, put that in the rotation because I think it's still a good beater knife. And then we've got the CRKT Fossil. Also, guys, the branding. So they do have the CRKT right here. They also have a little Fossil, just says the word Fossil on the back side of there. So that's cool. I did like that. But yeah, and they got the CRKT on the, let's see, try and get you there, on the pocket clip. So I thought that was a really cool brand, because if you guys are like me and you notice small things, like you're visually aware, tactical using your eyes. I know it's funny saying that because I've got glasses, but you see pocket clips in people's pocket. Like, you'll walk by somebody and you'll see the little shiny thing right here, the little blacked out thing just poking through. So the fact that they were aware enough that people hold it there, that they put their brand on there, I think that was a really ingenious idea that's going to promote their brand and get their name out there. So I think that was a really good marketing strategy from a business standpoint. And also, it's really cool that you get to display what kind of brand you're rocking for that day. But with that being said, like I said, I didn't really use it a whole lot, but overall I'd give it an 8.5 out of 9 for the week that I did carry it. So if you guys enjoyed these videos and you want to see more content like this, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. If you see that subscribe button and it's red, click it, turn it gray or black or whatever color it turns. Turn on the bell notification icon so that way you guys get notified every single time that I upload. Also, first link in the description is going to be my Twitch. If you guys want to come interact with me, if you guys want to have a one-on-one conversation and, chat about your day and things like that, or if you want to just, shoot the shit with me while I play video games for an hour, that'll be in the top link in the description. And we'll see you on the next one.